going back to Funding Box, I'm just really curious because I know Funding Box a little bit, but like how many like open calls or how many initiatives do you take on per year? And also, can you give us maybe a good example of a success story through Funding Box?
Yeah. So let's open call. You use the term open call since we're giving the money from governments to startups that apply for this money online. We need to do it following certain criteria. And independency, transparency. So everybody needs to have an opportunity to apply. That means these open calls are open 2 to 3 months so that everybody gets to know about them and everybody has an opportunity to submit their application. We then respond in less than 2-3 weeks, and we can have winners in less than 6 weeks.
Oh, that's
so
fast.
Compared to what people normally think government lead times are, we're pretty fast.
Wow. So from application to the distribution of money, so the company's getting the money in their
from
pocket,
deadline,
like 6 weeks?
Deadline of application submitting to having a decision of you or being now going to be awarded, program? It could be as far as 6 weeks.
That's pretty fast.
Yes, that's pretty fast. Yeah. And it's the only way of having smaller organizations that are not large corporations benefiting from this money. If they need to hire consultants and spend a fortune or hundreds of hours in applying, they will never get it and it will not pay back for them. So that's the whole thinking behind the European Commission on making this money accessible to smaller organizations.
That's good.
I would say almost every month you will have 2-3 open calls open, 20 a year in Funding Box. We manage around 6,000 applications every year.
Wow.
And we can easily be giving 150 tickets, 200 every year.
Wow.
So that's quite a big responsibility for us.
Yeah. What kind of industries are in the 150 tickets, basically?
So I would say that the obvious AI, robotics, digital manufacturing, e-health, sustainability, circular economy, every develop about making the internet more safe, but also less obvious areas like human-centric internet, how we make an internet that is actually more focused on the human and not only on the corporations.
Okay.
We are humans before we are data, so that's an important element of it. And the other one is, and we were meeting the other day jointly, the commissioner of this, the creative, the arts, the cultures, the cross point between
very important
creativity and culture and technology is also something getting a lot of attention from governments, particularly also connected to the mental health. So how do we make technology and culture more accessible and less invasive and more intimate to all of us, that at the end makes it better also for our health and our mental health.
Amazing. And over the next episodes, we're planning to invite some of the key players in those industries in Korea or in Europe or elsewhere who want to kind of not only promote their services and products, but I personally am really, really curious about getting to know the founders themselves, like the DNA and their ups and downs and their hardships and their success stories, which is a really, really important part of how and why a startup really makes it or not as well. So not only the KPI, not only the EBITDA and everything, that's obviously important, but in the very early stages, I think the DNA behind the founders and the entrepreneur and the team, I think is really interesting as well. So I want to have some chances in the next episodes to invite some people as well.